Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Oh, I hate when I say that. I feel like when I'm 12 and I say welcome to my channel. Sorry, I apologize for that. Anyway, today's build is kind of something a bit different to what I normally do. I really wanted to build like Australian homes. Well, it started that I wanted to build kind of homes through the decades, and I wanted to do like a 1900s home, and then like the 1920s or 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, so whatever, up until like 2020, and then maybe build like a futuristic home. But I wasn't really feeling inspired by that, and I couldn't really find any homes or pictures of homes that I really liked, but I did find a picture of some Queenslander homes, which were apparently built like way back when, and I thought they looked really nice, and I have never actually built one in The Sims, so I thought I'd give that a go. And this was really interesting because homes that are like big and flat in The Sims always look kind of ugly. So the top of this build does look kind of ugly, I apologise, but the interior is kind of pretty. It looks very much like every other Queenslander I've seen. I had a lot of fun with this, I think, just because I have personally lived in houses that have looked like this, and I've seen houses that look like this. They're a really common kind of home in Australia, and I really enjoyed building this. You can get some really nice looking ones. So I tried to make mine look a bit more expensive. It is built in Willow Creek. I did use all of the packs. Again, I apologise. It's built on the Oakenstead lot, which is kind of over near where the Goths live, in that sort of side of Willow Creek. But this house is CC free. It is every pack ever though, so that's not as fun. But I had so much fun with this. It was really something I would never do, and I was playing around with how to get that kind of siding you'd see underneath the house, because often they're on either two stories, but the first story, there's like the ground floor, and then the first story is where you enter the home, or they're built above ground but not so much on a foundation as they are on like slats that kind of go around. I suppose it is still kind of a foundation, but it's more this like siding sort of thing, which I ended up using. I thought it might not have actually been from Dine Out. I played around with the one from Dine Out, that floor divider, but I ended up going with the wall decoration from Seasons, maybe. It was the one that was like wooden slats on the wall, which you may have seen a little bit in the beginning, and I put two stories of the house. I put the bottom floor and then just replicated it on top, and then I put those things all around that bottom floor and then just deleted the walls and lowered the house down a bit. So that way there's no actual foundation underneath, which may not be very ideal in holding your house up. Obviously you'd want some stilts or some support, but it was a bit hard to do in this with the shape of everything, so I just kind of left it empty underneath, except for a little kind of mini shed area that has some bits and pieces that your Sims might use in their gardening, or bikes and things, just kids' toys that they don't want out, which is also pretty common oftentimes. You can access the underneath of these sheds. Sometimes the driveway will go down under them. There's lots of different types. I had my grandma live in one for quite a while. She had a massive Queenslander she lived in, which was also a little bit of the inspiration for this. This is where I got the idea for the wraparound porch that goes around pretty much the entire house, because I remember being little kids and we'd always run around there, and we'd like run around the porch, and we'd get like bikes and things for Christmas and ride them around there. I remember one year I was really cool. I got a ripstick for Christmas, which is like the ones you stand on and you have to like wibbly wobbly your hips to get it to move. And I was learning to ride it, and I was kind of gripping onto the side railing, and my parents were like, no, it's fine, let go, just go on your own, you'll be right. And I was like, oh, I don't think so, but I did it anyway, and I fell over, and they're like, you'll be fine, get up. And I'm like, no, it really hurts. And they're like, no, it's fine, keep going. And I ended up giving up. I was like, no, it really hurt. And they're like, you're fine, there's nothing there. And then when I went to hop in the shower later, I had this massive, like, thick purple bruise all the way around my leg. And I was like, see, I told you I wasn't fine. It really hurt. Needless to say, I still rode the ripstick after that. Like, nothing's gonna stop me doing that. I kinda wish I still had it now. I don't know when I would use it. I don't even know if I could still ride it. But it was fun. It was fun when I was little. I enjoyed it very much. So this home is made for the two parents. There is a teenage, or he's kind of like in between a child and a teenager. He's a older child, Sim, and then there's a daughter who is a child, but she is younger than the other one. And then they have a little toddler. So it's quite a big family. They've also got a dog, I think. I might have given them a dog or a cat. If you would like to download the family, they will be up on the gallery. I think they may have some CC in them though. So if you want to download them, you'll have to go to the gallery, look up my Origin ID, so Kate12, and then turn on custom content to find them, which I don't think I used a lot of custom content in them. I have been using more custom content clothes lately, which probably isn't ideal for everyone wanting to play The Sims, but I really enjoy it. I love using custom content. There's so many good creators out there, and I think it's just so much more fun to play with custom content. It's really exciting. This house will also be on the gallery as well if you want to download it. I think I just called it like Australian Queenslander Home or something like that. But it's very kind of Pinterest mum. Like, I've seen a few Australian mums and they have like these front entryway sort of things where they organise and keep all their kids' backpacks, except usually it's all like Kmart stuff. Kmart's a really big thing over here. I don't know if other people have Kmart. I think America does, but I think it's like not good. But Kmart over here is fantastic. I love it. But it's so strange because in the last couple of months they've gone from selling just like, I don't know, like cheap clothes, like pillows and cushions and things like that. But now they sell like everything you could possibly want. You can get like gaming equipment from them, like gaming keyboards and things. You can get wheelchairs. You can get, at one point they have like pools and things, which isn't that uncommon. But they've got like rollerblades before. They've had literally everything. Like anything you want, you can get it from Kmart. Except maybe like your groceries. But that says a lot that you can get everything else from Kmart. And they're still affordable. So they're my favourite. I love them. So this kind of reminded me of a very like Kmart Pinterest mom home in that way. She'd definitely have like all this organisation. You know, the kids have their like labelled backpacks. They're coming to school with their name label on everything. And they're a bit rich. I think the dad, I did give them all careers, but it's been a while. It's been a minute since I've played with these Sims and built their house. I have actually been moving home. We moved in the last like week or so into a new house, which has obviously been a whole big time. It takes forever. So we've been doing that, and I haven't had a chance to play The Sims in a while. So these recordings are a little bit old, but that's still fine. They've just saved in my speed build file. Which is fun. I have a very big speed build file. I do a lot of building and recording. I don't know how to record any other way than speed builds though. which I promise I'll learn, but for the moment I really enjoy speed builds. I love just like building and then getting to sit and have a chat about nonsense, about how I moved house. I also bought a new PC. I haven't bought it yet. I haven't got it. I'm getting one built because I'm scared to buy them secondhand, but I'm also scared to just buy one like pre-built because I don't know what they do. I don't know. I don't understand it. I tried to research it and it was very confusing. So I just left it alone, and instead I'm getting one built. And they told me all the things and it made a lot more sense. And now I'm getting that in March, which will be incredible. It's so expensive, but it's fine. I'm so excited about it. I've bought like a new headset, obviously. I bought a new keyboard, a mouse. I bought a desk and a chair, and I have a little office setup going. So hopefully I'll be able to stream on Twitch soon and just have like more builds. Hopefully my builds will look a bit better. I'll have some nicer lighting in them. The graphics will be a touch bit better. So I'm really excited about that. Anyway, back to the build. We currently are working in the little craft room that I put in because, as I said before, I imagine she's a Pinterest mum. She probably has like a Cricut machine and makes like labels for everything. She does like the glass embossed vases or mugs, wine glasses with everyone's names and initials on them. She's like that mum. But she'd also like sew and knit and do all that sort of stuff. And then you may have seen the kids' rooms before. They were nothing like super exciting. I kept everything pretty simple and plain. I believe I gave the kids after school activities though. I think the son may be a scout and the daughter may be in like drama club or something. There's really not many options. But I wanted her to be kind of like a social butterfly, and I wanted him to be more like a musician, or I suppose I'd want him to do like chess or music more than I wanted him to do scouts, but they were kind of the closest thing, which is kind of disappointing. I wish when they gave us like kid stuff and toddler stuff, they gave us more kids activities. Maybe they'll give us like teenager stuff and we'll have more teenager things, because I think with The Sims 4 the teenagers feel very much like weird looking adults and they don't really have any personality of their own. They're just like little adults and they just do adult things, except woohoo because they're too young, except if you have mods that change that, but you know, what are you gonna do? So we are working on the outside at the moment. I decided to put a massive pool in. I put a heap of outdoor entertainment. There's a lot of seating just around the balcony area. I didn't really know what else to include. The back balcony, however, is a bit wider, so I managed to fit some more interesting things in there. I put an outdoor dining table. I put kind of like a whole outdoor kitchen, which is massive because this house is so flat. It's very, because of the one story, it's very long and flat and weird looking, but that means there's a heap of backyard space to play with, which was fun. I really enjoyed fiddling around with that. The house was definitely a lot bigger than I anticipated. I didn't think it was going to be this big, and then I started building and it ended up being huge. And when I was like halfway through furnishing and fiddled around with the backyard a bit, I realised that maybe I'd made it too big, but it was kind of too late to shrink it because I didn't know where. If I got rid of maybe like the laundry room and maybe shrunk the kitchen, then it could have worked, but I think it's fine. I'm really happy with how it turned out in the end. I think it suited the needs I want to. You can see here that the young boy's bedroom is very much kind of like a young teen. They're like a tween in between a child and a teenager, and they've got like different posters. They've still got a couple of like kids' toys and things in there because that's just like the age they're at. They've also got music instruments and things. I imagine maybe they like playing music in their spare time. Obviously they've got instruments, although I have an instrument that I can't play. So, you never know. Don't judge a musician by the instruments they don't play. No, that's terrible. That's what? No. Shocking. Appalling. I should be ashamed of myself. Anyway, we're working on the toddler's room. I had a lot more space in this one. I was going to put in like a big kid's bed that they could have for when they actually age up, but I thought it was more fun to just fill it with toys. And the puppet thing, I just think that's so much cooler than putting in like some boring bed. And that way they can play with their siblings. They can go and hang out in there together, play toys. There's seats in front of it for them to sit and watch the puppet show. So that's exciting. And then the parents' room is kind of central to all the kids' rooms. The two younger kids are down their own hallway, and the parents are next to the toddler, but they're all very close to each other. There is a big main family bathroom, and then there is the master bedroom, which I think is a bit fancy. They have their bathroom, and then they have a walk-in closet. They have a fireplace and a little seating area. It's definitely one of the bigger bedrooms. Obviously, it's the main bedroom. But I had a lot of fun with it. I had a lot of fun playing around with the walk-in closet and trying different things. I really like using the parenthood counters. Well, not the counters, they're like cupboards. I really love the corner cupboards that have like the flat bit instead of the more rectangular looking ones. I just think they look so much nicer, and I use them probably way too much. I also really liked using, I think it is a base game door that has kind of the strip of glass above it with the detailing in it. That's definitely something you actually do see in these big Queenslander homes. They've usually either got like an open section that's got some detailing in it, or they've got like a bit of glass above the door. I'm not sure why they do that. I think they have like the open section to maybe aerate it in summer because it gets pretty hot. So that would make sense, but otherwise I really am not sure. They definitely keep them up on stilts for the reason to keep them nice and cool, because Queensland is disgustingly stinky and hot in summer, and no one wants to live there and just sweat without having a nice cool house. So that was my aim. Obviously the Sims aren't going to feel the heat as much. They're not going to be as phased by it. If you've got seasons, they might be a bit affected, but definitely not as much as in real life. So we are getting close to the end of the build. This was a really long build for some reason. I'm not sure why it took me so long. I think it was just bigger than I anticipated it to be. I think putting it on a bigger lot probably didn't help, because I overestimated how much space I need, and then I was left with lots of space. But I think in the end it kind of worked out well. It was really nice and cozy. I did a lot of landscaping. I think it's just a really fun house. I wouldn't be mad if I lived here. I did take a lot of inspiration off Pinterest and off the very Pinteresty mums looking suburban family Queenslander home. I had a lot of fun with that. I think it's really interesting. Interesting seems to be a word I use a lot for this build. Yeah, but it was really fun. I put a lot of like kids things. I tried to include as many activity and skill building items as I could, so that way your Sims have heaps and heaps to do. Obviously if they've got pets, they can play around with their dog. I don't normally give households a pet when I first create them. I like to adopt pets in game as opposed to building pets. I just think it's more fun. It feels more realistic to have to adopt a pet compared to just like showing up with one, which I suppose is still kind of realistic. I mean, The Sims is not really that realistic anyway. Like, nobody walks around in a hot dog suit. What? That'd be hilarious if people just, like, spent their daily life in a hot dog suit and no one said anything about it because they just aren't programmed to care. I think that would be really funny. I also love the Snowy Escape tiles. Not tiles, what am I talking about? The Snowy Escape rocks. We haven't gotten new rocks in so long, and when we got them, it was all worth it. The Snowy Escape rocks are perfect, especially I only use like this one style, but it works so well. It's nice that they've got like the sand around them, or they've got mossy ones, or they've got ones that just don't have anything. I think they're perfect. It's one of the best things The Sims has included in a very long time, and I'm very pleased with the rocks. It's the little things, honestly, at this point. I also ended up closing off the pool area because that's a very Australian thing to do legally. You have to have your pool closed off for the safety of children, so I did that. I put a little toddler play area, and it's just very fun. It's a fun family home. There is a lot of blank space in the backyard though. I didn't really know what to include. At one point I was just going to put like a slippery dip, and you can just have a little slippery dip ride, but I don't know, I feel like it's more of like a come and go thing. Like, you'd just pop it in there in summer and then pack it up when you're done. So if you want to do that, feel free to. I'm not going to stop you. Again, if you want to download this, my origin ID is ZoeKate12, ZoeKate12 on the gallery. This doesn't have any custom content in it, but The Sims might, so keep that in mind. I hope you enjoyed this build. I had a lot of fun making it, and it's really exciting. It looks kind of ugly from the map, but I think inside it's beautiful, and that's what matters. That's all. We are nearly into the screenshot, so I am going to leave you here. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you enjoy my rambling. If you want to hear more of it, hit subscribe to see more videos, and leave a comment if you want to have a chat. Let me know how your day is going, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye guys.